And all of that happened in the same day.
5 minutes more, it's time for a story, so stay for 5 minutes more.
But before we begin, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to this channel, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. You know, it takes a second, but it really means a lot. Okay, so story time. I haven't actually done one of these before, but I thought it was appropriate after the Sunday that I had, and it was the most unluckiest Sunday I've ever had. But you know, spoiler alert, I'm okay. But yeah, I think it's more just to see, like, you know, Murphy's Law in operation. But yeah, I'm all good. I think it's just a funny story to tell. So it all started on a very stormy and windy day. I don't know how to go about this. And yes, very cliche, but absolutely true. If you live in Sydney, you're gonna remember for the weekend that it was flooding. There were huge storms, it was so windy, so that's when it all took place. I should have known. You know, the weather basically was warning me. You know, so I woke up and I decided I wanted to go to the gym before I got everything else done in the day. This all happened because I wanted to go to the gym and do something good. Anyway, so it got to the time I was already running late because these are gym classes, and yeah, I really didn't want to miss out on this lesson. It's Sunday, they only have one lesson at one time, and I was really looking forward to it. So I went downstairs to the car. You know, everything's working fine. I turned the car on, and we live in a building, so it's the garage. So I turn the car on, get out of our parking spot, and then I have to turn it off to open the garage door because the key, we just have all the keys, you know, together. So instead of removing the key from the keychain, you know, I just turn off the car, and usually that's not a problem. It takes a second. However, that day when I tried to turn the car back on, it wouldn't start. And I was just like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I tried a few times and it just wouldn't go, and there's this person in front of me who's like in the car just staring at me. Well, he probably wasn't. I just felt like he was staring at me because I wasn't even moving the car and I was blocking. If anyone wanted to go and use the garage, you know, like to go out, I was blocking whether you actually put the key in. So I didn't really know what to do. So I called my mum who was also in a hurry to go with my sister somewhere else. Came downstairs, she tried to turn on the car, and we were like, maybe it's a battery problem, not much we can do. But she just said that because we have another car for my sister to drop me off at F45, they'd come back and then they'd go to their thing. So that was really nice. So my sister, we went upstairs, so we actually had to go a bit on the rain to go to the other car, and the umbrella, there's wind, a lot of rain, and the umbrella just goes and breaks. How lovely. But it was really okay because it was so windy, there was no point in the umbrella. I saw so many people struggling with umbrellas. It's like so much quicker to just let it go and get wet. So she was driving carefully, everything worked out. I got to my gym, and when I got there, the fire alarm was going off. Well, I think it was the fire alarm, an alarm of sorts was going off. And this other girl who was also going to the gym arrived, and you know, we're just like staring at each other. And on the ground floor there's like a sign, and it has like little dots, I don't know what to call it, like little lights, and the alarm will say where it's from, and it was ringing from the ground floor where we were, and there was obviously nothing, like there was no fire or anything. So we decided to just go up because there was obviously no fire or anything. So we go up the stairs, and then we get to a point where there is a gate if you want to go further up, because it was early and it was Sunday. So yeah, we had to risk it and get the elevator. So I was a little bit scared because you're not supposed to if there's a fire, but we were like 99% sure there wasn't a fire. And actually by the time we went up the stairs, you couldn't hear the fire alarm. It was so weird. Anyway, we got on the elevator, and that time the elevator worked, so it's all good. Exercise is awful and painful as ever, but that's fine, you know, that's what I like. That's what makes me feel good after. And then I go downstairs and realize that my mom and my sister, because I probably made them late, they were late to pick me up. You know, like I'm not upset or anything, it's fine because they were doing me a favor. They actually helped me get to the gym and they probably had to be late to their thing. But as I was waiting downstairs, it was so windy. I felt like it was gonna blow me away. Like I was just gonna trip. Like if you didn't have good balance, it was gonna knock you off your feet. And my phone was like on 5% battery and it runs out of battery so quick. So I was like, please just text me, message me, because I don't know what's going on. It's been 10 minutes since my class finished. I haven't heard anything from them. They said they'll pick me up. I can't walk. It's literally like storming so heavily. But it was fine. Again, my phone lasted. They sent me a message after a few minutes and I heard their story. So they ended up going to the appointment. It worked out, but they couldn't find parking right there. So they just had to walk in the rain, and literally the back seat of the car, I don't even know, I actually have to ask what it was, but it was literally drenched with water. So my Talissa was like, sit on this side because that side is completely soaked through. So that's okay. I was like, okay. The start of the day was very eventful, but it's okay, it's over. So I get home and I'm talking to my mom and my sister, and turns out my mom pushed the car to like a free like spot in front. She literally by herself was like maneuvering the car, getting out, pushing it, maneuvering it, and get it like nice and straight into that spot. Oh my gosh. Like I just imagine her as like Superwoman. I wish that we had footage of that and I wish I had seen that. I think that is so cool that my mom did that. I still had to go to a doctor's just to get like some, you know, regular routine checkup. I just wanted to get over and done with because I had time that Sunday. I wasn't doing anything, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do that and get that done. Like I'm okay. Okay, so I'm driving slowly. I get to the doctor's. I get everything done. Everything is seeming to go my way now. Like it's fine. Well, actually, the doctor's was very annoying because I needed to get some vaccines, and he was like, no, you have to ask this person first, and then I'll give you a prescription for one, but if you need the other one, you need to come back and then you can do your vaccine. So it's just a long process, and you know, but it's okay. And then I get home, I get in the elevator, I put the key in for my floor and it doesn't light up. So I'm like, oh, maybe I made a mistake. And it says, then it suddenly says like P to go to parking. So I thought maybe I'm too slow, someone clicked the button for parking. But no, there was a, you know, like a flicker. And I didn't even like pay attention. I was just like, oh, it's just a flicker. Like it was like a millisecond. But that was enough for the elevator to stop working, and it goes down towards parking. And like at first I'm like, oh, it's fine, just go slowly, someone press the button, and then he goes and just like stops. And that was so scary. I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, because it just felt like we hit something. I didn't know how far down. I know elevators are supposed to be safe and they just stop at a safe spot. But in my head, I'm imagining this thing just dropping down, crashing on top of me. I don't know. I was just so scared. I was in there by myself. I've never been stuck in an elevator. I was so scared. Turns out there was a blackout for a millisecond, okay? Light came back on. Thank God. At least I wasn't in the elevator when in the dark. But if I had gotten there a second before, I would have arrived at home safely and like no problems. If I had gotten there a second after, the elevator wouldn't have been working and I would have just gotten the stairs. But no, I was right in that second where there was a millisecond, you know, just a split second of a blackout, and it just dropped. I was so scared. You know, like I rang that little alarm button, and thankfully the estimated time like wasn't going to be too long. It was probably like, you know, just under half an hour. And I was just talking to my mom, so I calmed down because like, okay, nothing's happening to the elevator. It's light. I can hear, because my mom and dad, like they went downstairs where they thought I was in the elevator. I could hear their voices. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. I'm just gonna sit down because my legs are shaking. Just hold on if something happens. And I'm calming down until the person trying to fix it starts moving the elevator, and it's all good. It's like, okay, this is working. And he just goes down and again. And then it does that a second time. And by that time, I'm back to being such an anxious mess. I'm I'm just like, this is so scary. This is like a roller coaster but with no seatbelts. I didn't ask for it. Yeah, I was so scared. And then finally he opens the elevator. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out. But he's opening with like his arms and it starts like closing on him. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna stop. I was so scared, but he was strong, so it was fine. But I didn't want to get out because I was like, I don't want it to just close on me. But then my dad like was also holding it. Like the lift, like the actual exit's here and the lift was probably here. So it was like halfway through. So I just had to do like sit down and then like a little jump off. And then the guy who fixed it, I was so awkward because I was like shaking. He was probably like, whatever, I do this all the time. But I got off and I was just like, okay, thank you. And then he was like, oh, I know it's gonna take a bit of time, so you're probably better off just taking the stairs. And I'm just like, yes, I do not want to get in the elevator again. I actually feel like there were more things that happened, at least maybe not to me, but maybe like my sister. But yeah, she was like getting annoyed with the day as well. It's already 20 minutes long. I thought I was going to talk for 5 minutes and then I realized I had so much more to say. But hopefully it was interesting if you were, you know, had a bit of time at home to just listen and have a conversation, I guess. This is my side of the conversation, so comment down below your side and we can have an actual back-to-back here. But yes, I hope that you have a wonderful day and nothing like my Sunday. But if you do, I am always here for you, so you can always reach out. And yeah, and you can rant like I did. Otherwise, we can talk about all the good and positive things that happen in our life. So either way, I do post new videos every week. So I hope you like this, and if you like more challenges as well, I'm always doing something new. So definitely subscribe, hit that notification button, post new videos every week. So I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!